Hello and welcome back to my channel. I know it definitely has been a hot minute since I have filmed anything and came out with a video, but your girl has definitely been going through a lot of just busy stuff, so I do apologize for the delay in videos and things like that. So today is definitely gonna be one of those videos where I chat for a very long time because, as you see in the title, we are talking about eczema again, and this time I wanted to do an updated version of what my eczema condition has been like, since it's been over a year now since I've last talked about it, and that video just got so much love from it that I thought I would do an updated version. This one is definitely more about how I've learned how to manage my eczema and keep it under control. I just want to also disclaim that, the things that I have done for myself may not work for you necessarily, just because we are all different human beings with different skin conditions and all that stuff. Though we are all different, I just want to take this time to share my valuable experience and advice to hopefully be able to help you and shed some light on this matter. I also want to disclaim that none of the people and products that I will mention in this video is sponsored, so this is purely coming from my experience and knowledge. So without further, let's get right into it. I just want to jump right into the first video that I made about my eczema journey and advice. If you haven't seen that video, go ahead and watch it. I will definitely link it at the end of the video in case if you haven't watched it before. But I just want to jump into the things that I mentioned in my first video that still apply to me to this day, and that I definitely found that it works for me still. One of the first things that I mentioned was the baby products that I use, and I still use the same baby product. I mainly use is this one. This is the Johnson's Bedtime Lotion, and this is in the lavender. I use this every single day pretty much. Whenever I'm applying lotion to after I finish taking a shower, this is when I apply this lotion. So I use it every day, and I use it for my hands as well too. And the next thing that the two of my favorite ointments that I have mentioned in my last video are these two products. This is the Aquaphora Healing Ointment, and this is the Advanced Therapy in the baby formula again. I will mention more and talk about this later on my video about what are the different parts that I use between these two. And then the other one is the Eczema Therapy Night Balm in the Vino Baby as well. So yes, I still have these guys. They have been absolutely my favorite, and also just a huge life source, lifesavers, that's what I mean. Just because they have definitely helped on the outside of my skin condition with eczema on healing. I no longer use baby wash for my body wash anymore, which is kind of like, I'm honestly happy that I don't. I mean, don't get me wrong, I wouldn't be, opposed to going back to it and if anything happens again, but I have switched to actual normal body wash now, so that's a good thing. The second thing that I mentioned was using oatmeal, and actually oatmeal, to be washing my skin and whatnot. I forgot that I didn't mention that what I normally would do is that, let's say if I was having a rash right in this area, I would just grab like a handful of actual natural oatmeal, and what I would do is just put it in the water and just like pretty much squeeze it in my hands so that it pretty much loosens up, and so that there's more of the oatmeal essence to come out pretty much. And what I would do is put the oatmeal on my skin and keep it onto my hand and just pat it in and rinse it underneath cold water. That is what's going to help relieve the rash because of the cold water, and as well as oatmeal being so kind of like soapy towards it to let in the, I guess, the healing properties of oatmeal, natural oatmeal. So still use rubber gloves whenever I am washing dishes, and Also cleaning, like let's say if I'm cleaning the bathroom or whatever so is, I still use my rubber gloves. As for my cotton gloves, I don't use it as often anymore just because like clearly my hands are clear at the moment. But even when they were having a rash going on, I just found that like it would just make me like overheat. So instead of wearing two gloves, I would just wear one. And like I mentioned, I would just wear it on my dominant hand, which is my right hand. That way, like I'm not as tempted to like like I can't really scratch myself with gloves on. And yeah, it pretty much just kind of stopped me from itching too much with wearing the cotton gloves. Last two things that I still do is my humidifier still exists, except I now use it during the drier seasons, which is winter and spring. I didn't have to use it at all during the summer season. At least this summer I didn't have to. And so far I haven't pulled it out yet since we are approaching fall. So far it's been pretty good because like with my room, I've learned to keep it in cool temperatures as well. That just helps my skin stay cool and not overheat into, possibly breaking out into an eczema. Of course, you can definitely guess it. I still drink a lot of water, and I'm talking about a lot of water. For one day, I try to at least have one of these done, and this is a 40-ounce water bottle. And if like I'm working out during the day, I should say, I try to drink 2 of these at most, or like 1.5 of these. So you definitely need to still stay hydrated if you are trying to, clear your skin and also remove toxins out of your body. Let's get into story time. Funny thing is that after I had filmed that eczema video, I remember you guys recall like seeing that I have eczema on my arm here, and of course there's not anymore. But after that breakout, I was literally breaking out almost like everywhere, I really have to say. I was having eczema around my neck area, my collarbone, both of my arms, literally, and even like on the outside of it here, and as well as this side too, and around my wrist area, and both of my hands too, were just like covered in eczema rashes. I also had some like coming in on like some of my leg parts, especially the inner thighs. And like, I just remember at the time, like, it was just really painful. It felt very dry all day and all the time. I was just wanting to itch whenever I was like in a hot environment or a space. I just felt really uncomfortable and just really like frustrated with my situation. And it's crazy how it was almost a year ago since I went through that breakout of eczema. I feel like I have learned what truly works for me and what my body is actually trying to tell me. With that breakout, it definitely made me honestly kind of go crazy. I was pretty frustrated and annoyed at the same time, and I was just really tired of it. So I actually decided to get to the bottom of things, and so I will share with you guys the things that I had to do in order for me to really get down to business and manage my eczema. I actually wound up doing more research about eczema, and I'm not talking about like Googling eczema and reading articles about eczema because that's honestly really boring to me. Sorry. But I just don't really, it was just not a active way for me to learn more about eczema. So what I wound up doing was I actually went on YouTube and I Googled about eczema, and one of my favorite YouTubers, and now to this day too, she was incredible explaining about what eczema truly is and what you need to do in order to cure your own eczema. Her name is sorry, I'm like looking it up just so that I can find her name and be perfect about it, but her name is Dawn for Life in Switzerland. She is mainly doing I would say different types of videos on her content. You can check out her channel too, but she has a segment where she talks mainly all about eczema, and I would highly, highly recommend watching her videos just to learn more about it and to see if her advice can help you, because honestly, she helped me a lot on understanding that topic so much. Watching her videos, she brought up a really, really good point, especially for those who have severe eczema or ongoing eczema. This one's for you. It's not about, how many times you see the doctor or what medication they give you and the steroid ointments they prescribe to you. This only works if you are having it for the first time and having your first, rash with eczema. Those methods will work. But if you're in the same boat as me, she taught me that it's all about your health, well-being, and diet. And honestly, that really punched me in the face really hard. She has a video about all the things and foods that you should cut out and consume more of the things that, are going to help your body, especially when you are dealing with eczema. The biggest things that I had to cut out was wheat, dairy, sugar, what else? Processed products, meat, as well as alcohol, which I honestly was really hard for me because this was a major diet change for me, and it was really hard, especially at first, because I didn't know how to. I've never been through a dramatic diet change like that, where especially with cutting out processed foods and alcohol, for me at least. I did this for a good 3 months, and I've learned to mainly have that type of diet when I'm home now and be able to eat, processed foods and the other bad stuff when I'm out and about, because I didn't want to just limit myself and be like, no, you can't eat that for the rest of your life. It was more about just learning how to have a good balance between, the foods that are really good for you versus the foods that are not good for you at all. It mainly taught me to become a pescatarian as well now when I'm home, so I don't really eat much of the processed foods when I'm home. I try not to, at least. I also used a food app to help me track. I basically took pictures of every single thing that I ate for the day, and I have been doing this for a year now, which is insane when I think about it. But it helped me just get a sense of, what I was consuming for the day, and also being able to look back through the week and seeing oh man, I ate really horribly this week, or oh, I did really good this week. I thought it was really helpful. I know that sounds probably a bit too tedious, but it worked for me to see, what's going right and what's going wrong for all the things, all the foods that I was consuming. And if you're interested in this app, it is called SHYE, I think. It's SHYE. So if you're interested in it, go ahead and go check it out. It's actually a pretty great app with being able to take pictures of the food app and see what you're consuming. Because I was cutting out that many things or ingredients in my diet, I will share with you guys a link that helped me do most of my grocery shopping when I was cutting out all those ingredients out of my diet. I will say though, it really taught me a lot on, reading all the ingredients on food labels, actually. It showed me all the chemicals and all the ingredients that are actually inside of a product, and you'd actually be surprised at how some of the things would just be why did I even imagine consuming this, because I can't even read what that ingredient is, or I have no idea what that ingredient is. This whole diet process with changing what I was eating and what I was consuming, making sure I was reading the ingredients labels to know that I know I can consume this and it's not going to trigger more of, getting my eczema inflamed and irritating it, and actually being able to heal it. it made me understand that you have to go within in order to fix what's wrong um, on the outside. Moving on to the second biggest thing that I had to change was actually incorporating a workout routine into my lifestyle. I was not working out for a very long time after I graduated college just because I went through a lot, and depression is real, guys. Depression is real. And I just didn't really care too much to incorporate a workout lifestyle into my routine just because I didn't think it was really important. But I got back into it as of October 1st, 2019. So it's almost been a year now since I have had, a workout routine. And I decided to go get a gym membership and really told myself that I was going to commit to this workout lifestyle and routine because it was something that I realized that I really needed, and it is important within this process. All thanks to Dawn again. She mentioned this in a video that you have to be active, and working out is important. It helps you get rid of the toxins within your body and produce more happy chemicals within your body, giving you endless benefits for your body. That alone really just struck hard to me. It touched me a lot and really gave me the push that I needed to get back into the gym and get back to working out. I pushed myself to work out for 2 to 3 times a week, and I work out hard. Like, I'm talking about hard as in, like, I'm sweating, I'm out of breath within those 1 to 2 hours that I'm working out. And I do this because it makes me feel good. Honestly, it makes me feel like I am giving myself a good workout. I'm pushing myself to the limits. And, not only was I sweating out the toxins within my body, but working out made me stop focusing on how itchy I was and how painful the eczema looked. If anything, it made me embrace my eczema even more and wanting to actually heal my body. I remembered by January of 2020, most of my eczema had been healed up and clear. Like, I still had a few small itchy spots on my neck and sometimes, my wrist area, all due to wearing sweaters, hoodies, and scarves because it's the winter season. And whenever I worked driving for Uber, I like to be bundled up during those times just because it is really freaking cold during the winter season in Colorado. But that was still such a big breakthrough for me to know that the diet change and working out had given me such a big cure on my eczema. Like I've said before, it wasn't an easy change for me. It was something that just lit a fire in me that I want to cure this and I want to do better and be better for myself. And it was the first time I've ever done such a huge dramatic change within my diet and also working out. Like, really taking it seriously was what I felt like really changed me completely as a whole entire person, with my mindset, my confidence, my character. And it really showed me that you can really do anything as long as you stick to it and you really, really push yourself to do it. Now that we talked about the 2 biggest things that I had to change, I want to also jump in the little things that I still did and also the new little things that I brought into my routine as well. The new little things that I did was I actually stopped using my body wash whenever I showered, and I did this for 3 months. I know it sounds really gross, but for me, it honestly made sense to me because I just felt like I was actually still irritating my skin whenever I was still using the baby wash. So I decided that if I'm not going to use anything, then there shouldn't be any chemicals that's irritating my eczema. So I did this for a good 3 months, and of course, I just did quick showers and rinses, because you know you're not supposed to actually shower too often when you have eczema, just because you are drying out the skin. So I would normally just do something quick, and also it would be best if you can use lukewarm water, but if you're like me who likes hot showers, I still do hot showers, but I just made it quick, that's all. The thing is that I also stopped using perfume since I had eczema on the spots where you would normally apply perfume, just because, like I told you, my wrist areas, both of it, and my neck area both had eczema rashes, so I just stopped using perfume completely. And in return, in trade, I guess, I would use deodorant that has no dyes, no parabens, no scents to it as well, so that it wouldn't break my arms out even more, because that actually did affect it. And I would also use body spray too, and I would just use it in the areas where I'm not having eczema in. So it was mainly like my back area and my stomach area where I would just kind of just spray away since I wasn't using body wash. And also the baby lotion helps too for keeping me smelling good. Another big thing that I want to mention is that I stopped taking Benadryl, and I kind of want to mention in this video, please don't do that, okay? I don't know why, like, that was one of the things that I mentioned and thought it was gonna be helpful, because honestly, that's just really dangerous when I look back and seeing that video that I mentioned that. So instead of using Benadryl, I started using melatonin gummies instead. And I do want to tell you to use it with precaution, please, too, because, you know, it is, even though it is all natural, still it can mess up with your sleeping cycle as well, too. So what I would normally do is that I would only take one for the night. That's it. Not 3 or 4, just one. And I would do it every other night. So like if I took one last night, I would not be taking one tonight. No matter how much, if I can't sleep, I will still not take it. Like I would still try to find other ways to calm myself down, like breathing exercises definitely helps, meditation before bed, and also just, you know, doing whatever is gonna just give you in that calm state of mind. And even like writing whenever I was just frustrated and having anxiety over my eczema before bed actually helped, and reading a book as well too. Those were definitely helpful. The thing is that I got into the habit of cutting my nails short and making sure they stay short, because I realized that whenever they were longer, whenever I would itch at my skin, it would tear away a lot more of my skin and do more damage than whenever my nails were short. So I definitely try to keep my nails as short as I can. And now on to my last tip, as I've mentioned about all the ointments and lotion that I use for my different body parts. This experience actually taught me which baby product, or ointment I should say, works on each different body parts that were having eczema outbreak. So for my neck area actually, and for my collarbone area, I would actually just use my baby lotion, and that's it. To not anything else, not adding on to more. And as for my arm area, for this area and this area, I would use the same baby lotion as well too, and nothing more, nothing less. And as for this area, this inner arm area, I guess I would say, I would just use my Aveeno Baby. I would slather that on top first, and then I would use this guy to go over it to kind of just, I don't know, I guess it's like sealing the deal or something for me. And as for my wrist area, I would do the same thing with these two. I put this Aveeno first and then the baby. And as for my hands, I would just use my ointment, Aquaphora ointment, for the cracks that were within my hands and stuff. And I would let it dry out for a bit and then put on the baby lotion. It took me a lot of learning, trial and error, for me to manage my eczema. It's taught me that it's more than just a surface level problem. Like, I had to go within and make big changes and commit to that lifestyle. And I think it's completely worth it because, you know, I haven't had a major breakout since a year ago. I still get small minor eczema rashes, but I know how to manage them a lot better now than I have ever before within the 25 years of my life existence. I wouldn't say that I found a cure because I know eczema will always be a part of my life. I'm not ashamed of it, even if anything, I'm grateful because it's taught me more about myself and on how to love and nourish my own body because it is my own home for my soul, that is. That is honestly all I have to share for now and for today. I hope this was helpful, and if you are going through your own journey of eczema, I wish you all the best, and please don't give up. You will find something. I know you will, and know that you are not alone. If you have any questions, concerns, or any more advice that I forgot to mention, please feel free to leave it down in the comments below. I will answer any of the questions to the best of my knowledge, and I would also like to just create a community where, we are all open to sharing and giving more advice and love about eczema as well. If you have made it to the very end of this, I just want to say thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for listening and watching this video. Like, I truly appreciate it. And until next time, take care, guys. Bye.